Hey guys, how are you doing today? My name is Pawan Malwal and today I'm going to demonstrate how can you set up a Spark development environment on your Windows laptop or maybe PC. Okay, because it is important to have a development environment when you're working with Spark, and I feel working with Spark Shell or other CLIs are quite boring, and it's a little tedious as well. It's not very interactive, but yeah, maybe for running some commands or some small transactions or action, performing some operations on your code, it's fine. But when it comes to the development, you need to really have a good IDE, and along with that you can just do some programs and run it on a cluster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a way where you can have a development setup of Spark in Windows, and for that I'm going to use IntelliJ. You can even do it on Eclipse, but I feel a little comfortable with IntelliJ because since the time I have started working with Spark, I've been using IntelliJ. It's a little lighter compared to Eclipse or other IDE, and it comes with the Scala plugin, and there are some other features which would make your development experience much interesting. And we'll install Scala plugin on top of IntelliJ, and then we'll do our Spark development using Apache Maven projects. Okay, so let's get started. So for first to have this set up, you need to install IntelliJ. It's a free IDE available on internet. So you need to go to their website. Okay, which is okay. Just type download IntelliJ. Okay, it will take you to their website. Okay, it's JetBrains. It is developed by JetBrains, and it is free for your personal use, and they also have a ultimate edition. So as you can see here, there are differences when you go for the commercial version, but I think for our development purpose we can just go with the open source. It is also the Apache project, so you can just go for the community edition, which is free. Okay, so we'll click on download. Probably it's going to take some time to download it. So yeah, so it's a 545 MB file, and it's gonna take 2 minutes. So let me just pause the video for some time. Okay, so IntelliJ exe file is downloaded. For me, it took around 5 to 6 minutes. It again depends on your internet speed, so you can probably just hit the download button and go and grab a cup of coffee for you. And yeah, so this is the exe what I got. It is a 550 MB file. Okay, so we'll just do the installation part. Let's click on it. So it will start the setup. It's like any other setting up any other window-based software. So just click next. We'll just go with the default installation because we are gonna install the other things later. So we'll say 64-bit launcher. Okay, so for your Windows 10, then click install, and yeah, it started installing. So let's wait for it. Okay guys, so installation is done, so let's run it. Okay, let's click finish. So it will open your IntelliJ IDE. Okay, so we'll say do not import setting because I just want to have a fresh setup here. Okay, so this is it. Our installation of IntelliJ is done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just click on skip remaining, and okay, yeah, so this is your screen of IntelliJ IDEA. So let's do create new project so that we can install our Scala plugin. Okay, so maybe we'll say Maven project. Okay, for now, and just go with the default one, the default setting of it. Maybe we can say com artifact ID is probably Spark examples. Okay, click next, save, finish. Okay, so we'll just go with the default options or the default values. Click finish. This is going to create a new project, and this would be your Maven project. Click on this. Okay, I would also suggest you to probably go through some of the videos or tutorials of IntelliJ, because it is a little different from Eclipse, and even the keys are a little different, but there is a way to even set the default key as the Eclipse key. So you'll have a similar experience here. So I'll show you that later, or probably you can just check it on Google. Say enable import. So this would enable the auto import, where whatever the dependencies you'll have in your Maven project or Maven profile, which is pom.xml, would be downloaded by default, right? So for now, as of now, we don't have any dependencies here yet. We are going to add it later, but the first thing what we'll do is install the Scala plugin in your IntelliJ. So go to File, Settings, okay, and click on Plugins, and you can also use a shortcut Control Alt S. Okay, so to open this, so the first option you see is Scala. Click on install, and it would install Scala plugin in your IntelliJ. Okay, so let it install. It takes some time. Okay, so the Scala plugin is installed, and it is asking to restart the ID. So let's restart it. Restart IntelliJ. Click restart. It can take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so the IntelliJ idea is restarting now. It may take some time to open the project. Okay, so probably we can click this so that this welcome screen doesn't show up every time we open the IntelliJ. Okay. Okay, so we have got Scala plugin also installed. It's doing some processing. Let it do that. So meanwhile, we'll have our POM ready. So for the Spark development, the basic requirement is to have Hadoop installed in your system. So in Windows, we can do it with the help of WinUtils exe. So I'm going to show you that as well. You can download the WinUtil file and keep it in one of the folder in C drive. So what I did is winutil.exe I downloaded, so I probably will see it later. First thing is I'm gonna just show you the POM we will use for this project. So this is my pom.xml. Let me just copy the content of it, okay, and put it here so that it will even start downloading the dependencies. Okay, so just for your reference, for now you just see the external library is 1.8. This is your JDK. Okay, so I already have JDK installed. So when you are installing IDE IntelliJ, it is gonna find this JDK version and it will set it by default, or else you need to install the JDK if you don't have it already, and you'll have to set it in your settings here. Okay, so go and click on JDK. Okay, maybe not here, it's in project structure. Okay, yeah, here it is. So you go to the project structure and this is your JDK. So if you want to change the version of it, you can probably just go here and change it by selecting. So I have selected 1.8, which is a requirement for your IntelliJ and your Spark development. Okay, so let's copy the content of your pom.xml. Okay, so I'll just hide this project tab because we'll go through the POM file. So why it shows all in red? So if you are already familiar with Eclipse or any other IDE, you see this in red because it is yet to download all the dependencies. And you see here, right? It was JDK, and slowly you will see, the dependencies are getting downloaded here. Okay, so let it download, because we see, click here, it would show you resolving dependencies. So it is downloading. Okay, and by default it takes the repository as the M2 repository. So the Maven, because we selected the Maven project, so it will have some default location. You can even change that by going to the project structure. No, it's setting. It's a little confusing, I'm sorry about that. So just go and click Maven or type Maven. Okay, so you see here, so this is the bundled Maven which comes along with your IntelliJ. So you can also change it. So I also have a Maven installed in my E drive, so I can even give that. Similar way, you can also change your settings.xml, which is the configuration file for Maven, and you can also change the repository. So you need to make sure that you have enough space in your drive, whichever you are giving, because it downloads a lot of dependencies, and depending on your POM, so you better have the repository set to a drive where you have enough space. Okay, click OK. So it's still doing it. It's going to take some time, and slowly you would see the red ones are turning into white or maybe the yellow color. Okay, so let's see. I'll probably increase the font of it. Let's go to File, Setting, type font T. Okay, so the default one is 13. Let me change it to probably 14. Okay, this looks fine. Apply. I also change the theme. Okay, so the general color theme is Dracula. I'll put it on high contrast. You can even have a default theme which would be similar to your Eclipse white color one. So I like this high contrast one. I mean, just to have a different exposure of development, and this is quite attractive, and I like this theme of it. Just say OK, apply, and OK. This would make it little more brighter. Okay, yeah. So now you see your red ones are turning white. So slowly, and you would even see the external dependencies are changing here. Okay, maybe it will take a little while. So meanwhile, we'll go through the POM, what all we have in our POM. So this is our group ID and the artifact ID what we had given, and then these are the default plugins for Maven. Yeah, so the main thing starts here. You need to have Hadoop. So I'm using 2.7.2 version because the cluster I'm gonna run this program also has the same version of Hadoop. This is very important that you need to have the same version of Hadoop, Scala, as well as your Spark, because once you are done with your program and you create your jars, you need to port to the cluster to run it, or to run it as a Spark submit job. So the main thing you need to make sure is you have the same versions what you have in your cluster. So I have Hortonworks Sandbox installed, and I have these versions of Hadoop. I have 2.272 Hadoop, and Spark is 2.3.2, and the Scala version is 2.11.8. Okay, so please make sure you have the version which is matching your cluster versions. Okay, and the next thing is your org Apache Spark dependency. So I've given the parameters here, so it will take the version $spark version from here. So this would make it easier for you to change the version later. Otherwise, if you put your version here, every time you want to change the Spark version or probably the version of Hadoop, you are supposed to change the version at every place. But this gives you the flexibility to change it at only one place. So this is for the people who are not aware of or who are new to the Maven project. But if you are already working on Java development, or probably are familiar with Eclipse, you may be already aware of it, right? Okay, so similar case with Hadoop. I don't want to change the Hadoop version at every place, so I'm just giving it here, giving it here, so this will have all your properties. Okay, so in Spark we need Spark SQL. So what are the modules of Spark we would need for our development? Spark SQL, then Spark Core, and the Spark Hive to run some of the Hive queries or to have your Hive context in case you want to execute or make use of the Hive meta store, and then your Spark Hive thrift server. Okay, so we'll see this later. Guava, these are some of the files. You can just probably have it as it is. Yeah, then comes the Hadoop, which is the requirement for your Spark development, because Spark make use of your Hadoop HDFS for storage, and we may also use Yarn as a resource manager, or the for scheduling our tasks. Okay, so we need org Apache Hadoop, Hadoop Common. We need Hadoop HDFS for storage. We need MapReduce. Probably I'm not sure whether we are really going to use it. We need Hadoop client. Okay, so just make use of this POM as it is, and you will have your program or the Spark development setup ready. Fine, and I'm going to put this pom.xml URL in the description of this video, and I'll share this pom.xml in my Google Drive. So let it download the dependency, and it's going to take some time. Okay, and so for the time being, I'll just pause the video and come back. Okay guys, so that's it. I think all the dependencies are downloaded. That's why we do not see anything happening here. Okay, nothing is running here. So let's go and check the dependencies if we have something. Oh yeah, so as you see here, we have a lot of dependencies which are downloaded, and that's the reason I was asking you to have the repository created. So this all would be downloaded in the repository what we have mentioned in our Maven settings. Okay, so just to check it, we'll quickly check whether we have Hadoop here. So org Apache Hadoop. So you see all the dependencies we have given are Yarn client common, then okay, all the Yarn, then MapReduce, HDFS common, Hadoop client. Okay, so we have everything we require for Hadoop, and then we'll see if we have Spark related things. Yes, we have org Apache Spark. Okay, so all the dependencies are downloaded. Okay, so I think this is fine. Now we can straight away just get into the Spark development. So the best thing is you can even create the programs and even run in the IntelliJ. Okay, so let me show you that quickly. So okay, let me close this. So for that, let's have, okay, so by default we have Java, create a package here. So you can say new. Yeah, so as you see here, we do not see the anything related to Scala. Okay, so what we are going to do is right click here and add framework support. So once you see that, once you click that, it would show you the Scala framework support, and you click it. So you would get this option only when you have the Scala plugins installed. Okay, so it says library, this will download. Okay, let's see. So as we already have it mentioned in our POM 2.11. okay, so it is downloaded. Let it take that. I'll say okay. Yeah, so it's indexing. Okay, so yeah, so now we'll see if we get something. Okay, so say Scala worksheet, or probably before that, before you do it, we'll create a new directory, a separate directory for Scala development. Okay, so this is the directory created. Right click on it and make sure you mark this directory as source root. Okay, so that by default when you're compiling and running your programs, this directory also would be considered. For the time being, we can change it to unmark, okay, for Java, or you can just leave it as it is. Once you go to Scala, Okay, it will show you some of the details. Okay, so right click on it, and if you want to suppose create some program, yeah, so now you see your Scala class. Okay, so click on it. We'll click on object. Okay, and I already have some of the programs created, so probably we'll say sample program, and click on it. It will create a new file. Okay, let me just get your sample program and show you how to run it. Okay guys, so this is a sample program which I had created for some other video. So as you see here, we have some of the things in red. So it says press alt enter, so just say alt enter and it will import all the required classes. Do the same thing for, yeah, so now you see everything is imported. So it has imported the Spark Conf and the Spark context package from Spark. Okay, so let's not get into the detail of it. What we'll do is we'll just quickly run this program and see if everything is working fine. So what you can do is just right click here and it would show you run sample program. Okay, so let me just click on it and see if it works. Okay, so it says building, reading, compilation. Okay, so it would do the compilation first. Okay. Yeah, so you see here it has started the execution. Okay, click on this link, so this would open the Spark link where it is executing your program. Okay, can get into the detail of this program, check the environments. Okay, yeah, and here is your output, and it will wait for the time I have given here. Okay, and come out of the program execution. Okay, so yeah, that's it guys. This is your development environment, and I think within just 20 minutes we were able to set it up. Yeah, of course it will take some time for downloading your softwares and installation, but yeah, I mean within half an hour you can set up your Spark development environment. So yes, that's it for now for this video, and thank you so much for watching. So in case you like this video, please hit the like button, and also write your comments in case you find any difficulties while installing or executing the Spark programs. Okay guys, so yeah, thank you so much, and yeah, I think yeah, that's it. Okay, so